folks, Scott Kelby here.
And I'm Moose Peterson, and welcome to another live episode of The Grid.
Upside Down Wednesday Grid.
Well, hi, everybody. We are so glad to have you here. Moose, good to have you here, buddy.
Darn good to be back. Thanks for having me.
So good to see Moose. I just got in this afternoon. I didn't get to hang out with Moose like I would love to, but after the show, I'm going to force them to hang out.
Can I tell you what we did this morning?
Yes.
Because it has kind of a really cool note to it. So I'm down here doing a class on Nikon, the D850, and wireless flash.
Wireless flash.
So we went over to Turin Aviation and Real World. They are now, at the moment, the current headquarters for the relief for Puerto Rico. So their hangar, all the planes are yanked out, full of water, full of all those things, and they made their first flight to Puerto Rico this morning with relief, humanitarian aid. So
all right.
My hats off to Ed and the group. Not only, are they kind enough to let us go and film a class, but they just spearheaded and they're just doing that, and they've made their first flight, and I know stuff's piling up at Tampa International, and they're getting more flights into San Juan as we speak. So my hat's off to those guys.
Yeah, and our hearts go out to all the people of Puerto Rico. Man, what a mess. It's just been one hurricane after another and disaster after another.
Yeah, so anyway, I just want to hats off to those guys. That's pretty darn cool.
I'm ready for hurricane season to end.
I don't know how you guys live over the heat, period.
Well, you know what it is? We stay indoors during summer, and then in winter, we have just the greatest time.
You know, we have 3 inches of snow at my house already.
Oh, my gosh. We have 3 inches of heat. Walk outside.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, we're very glad you guys are here. We have a great topic today. Our topic today is called the self-assignment for learning and income. Income.
Hey.
All right, and this Moose came up with the idea for this topic, and I'm really excited to hear a whole lot more about it. Do want to mention a couple important things. So for those of you who are KelbyOne members, you know that we opened the competition to have your own private gallery showing.
Which is so cool.
It is so cool. And the deadline is coming up here September 30th. But I have a really quick little video. I think it's 60 seconds. Maybe it's 30 seconds. But it tells you about it if you haven't heard about the gallery. We're going to roll that now. Take a quick look.
Hi everybody, Scott Kelby here, and I'm in the gallery at KelbyOne. The beautiful images that you see on the wall beside me are from Melanie Kern-Favilla. She won our photo contest to have her own private gallery showing here in our gallery. And you could be next. Those could be your images up on the wall. All you have to do if you're a KelbyOne member is go to the member dashboard and submit your images. If you're chosen as the winner, we're going to fly you and a guest here to our headquarters in Florida for an opening night reception for your own private gallery showing. And when we're done with the reception, we'll move right down the hallway to our theater in front of a live audience and a worldwide audience of people who will be learning about you and your work and the artist behind the images and a whole new fan base. Make sure you get your entries in by the closing date. The deadline's coming up here shortly, so get them entered, and I hope to be welcoming you here in the gallery at KelbyOne.
Just amazing images.
Oh, yeah. Her Melanie stuff is amazing. And you might be the next one. So entry's free if you're a KelbyOne member. And I hope you'll take this opportunity to enter. You know, both the people that have won so far, Mark and Melanie, both said the exact same thing. I never thought I was going to win. I never thought in a million years. So if you're sitting there going, I would never win, you're probably got a good shot at it.
You know what's really cool about Melanie? She's on the community. She's there a lot posting and talking.
Yeah, she is.
So she's active there. So
she's a very, very awesome person.
That's very cool.
All right, so we got a couple of shout-outs real quick. The other Jen is here, and she says, good afternoon. How are we all today? How are you, Moose?
Hot.
A lot of people say that, though, so that's not unusual.
Yeah, not the right people.
I know. It never is.
Never is.
Lensworth says, hello, all. Deb says, hi, everyone. Rob Sirota. Hi, gang. Tom from SoCal is here. Rose Kieran. Hi, Rose. She says, hi, everybody. Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here with daylight savings. I'm off to the beach after the podcast. Love Calibra's mobile class. We'll have some fun with the new apps.
We all love Calibra's mobile class.
I know, right? Hey, Rose is, she's in New Zealand. That's why it's 9 a.m. there. So, hi, Rose. Good to have you here. Bruce Williams says, sorry I've been away so long. Missed you all.
And Bruce. And Robin's photo ones again.
Ren Robin says, and his comment is just one word. Moose.
Good to see you, my friend.
Piotr's here. Hey, Piotr.
Hey, Piotr.
Deb's here. Hi, Deb. Alan's from Albuquerque. Chiquinando. Good afternoon from a sunny and warm Lisbon, Portugal. We'll be talking about Lisbon a little more later in the show.
Why? Would you be going there?
I can't disclose that. Yes, I am going there.
You're going there in like 8 days or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Brigitte is here. Moose loose about his hoose?
No, it doesn't work.
No. Hey, Kelby gang, is it Wednesday already? Say what? Stephanie's here. Hello from a Starbucks somewhere in Pyongyang in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. And the ice cream machine is broken. No way. All right.
And thanks, Peter. I appreciate that.
Giantonio's here. Hello from Italy. And Peter Holman says, I love your aviation book, Moose. And then Melanie, there she is. Melanie's there. She says, sign up for the gallery contest, everyone. All right.
There you have it.
So we have some giveaways today, but one of the giveaways we have is Moose's brand new book. All right. And while Moose is here, we're going to make him sign a couple for us. But let me tell you what, somebody went on my Facebook page just mentioning that Moose was on the show. And the first thing, all he said was, I got Moose's book and it is just amazing. I have not talked to a soul that didn't have this book that just doesn't absolutely love it. Now, full disclosure, we worked with Moose on this book. And the editor for this book she's right there. All right. So giving you full disclosure. Now, that being said, we're going to just like block out Moose for a minute. This book is freaking amazing. I would never say this to Moose's face, but he did an absolutely incredible job, because if you go too much in front of the author, they want to get paid more. But so I would never say this in front of him. But I'm telling you what, this book is incredible. He did stuff in this, the stories, his personal stories, the stories about how to get a shot and negotiate, so many things that all surround the art of aviation. It's filled with amazing photos. I would never say that to him in person. So just kind of turned away from him. But now back to you guys. It's not bad. It's not a bad book. You should go to, maybe you'll win it today. Maybe you'll win it. Maybe. And Moose will sign it, maybe. It's okay. I mean, there's a lot of books out there. This is one of them. It will fly, huh? This book will fly. It'll fly. Yeah. All right, you know what else we're giving away today? We're giving away a Think Tank bag. Boy, our prizes have gotten really good lately. You know,
that's a good one, too.
Last week we gave away a 3-leg. The last 2 weeks in a row we gave away a 3-leg thing tripod. And now we're giving away this. I'll tell you what this is. This is the Think Tank Photo Speed Convertible Shoulder Bag. I read it wrong. It's the Speed Freak 2.0. I thought it said Super Freak. You know what I was going to say? That's the best name of a bag freaking ever.
I thought you were going to break into song with Super Freak.
I wouldn't do that. You know, though, I'll say this. Jen's here. Jen's here.
Hey, Jen's here.
She's a very kinky girl. The kind you don't bring home to mother. That's from Super Freak. It's before your time. She looks at me and goes, what? That's the line. That's the opening line of Super Freak. You're not a freaky girl. Oh, it sounds familiar now? Oh, boy. We got to get Jen a mic because she just says weird stuff the whole time. Hey, there it is. Let's rotate it like it's a product. Here we go. A secret hand from behind moves it.
Not very well. Seriously?
Someone's going to win it. Someone's going to win Moose's bag. You know what else we're going to win today? We are going to win either a Platypod Pro Max, which I had with me at the Falcons game last week.
And those are very cool shots, by the way.
Thank you, Moose.
I love the stadium shot.
Thank you. Well, you know what? The stadium was so cool. All you had to do was put up a camera. It wasn't like you had to do a whole lot. But we're going to give away a Platypod Pro Max. This is the exact one that I used. So we'll talk about that a little later. And we're going to give away the Ultra. The Ultra. So this is if you have a smaller camera. This is probably what's going to be in Lisbon with me next week.
Very cool.
I'm going to take one or the other. I might just take this one. You know what it is about this one? I'm going to take a 5D Mark IV, which is a smallish kind of body.
Yeah.
This would hold it fine.
Is that one on the table right there? You actually show the real product rather than the box?
Thank you, Moose.
Not that I know anything about marketing, but I just throw it out there.
All right, this is actually it here, right here. And it's got an open ball head.
Doesn't come with that head.
No, it doesn't.
Just that blade.
It does. No, it comes with it. If you go to B&H, there's a bundle of this head, but it's actually the newer one than this.
But your giveaway?
No, the big giveaway doesn't come with it. But if you
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Marketing again.
Thank you for clarifying that. Dude, you'd be a great spokesperson. All right. Lens Pro to Go gift card. So much to give away. Lens Pro, $50 gift card for folks in the USA. And they rent you gear, right? They'll even rent you a Platypod. And the accessory kit if you win the Ultra, because it's got accessories galore, and you will die to get these because they're so good. All of this today and Moose's book, all right here on the grid. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments here.
And they have to wait, by the way, till the end of the grid to find out how to.
Oh yeah, we'll tell you at the end how to win. Though
So
a lot of you kind of know
You
already.
suck up this whole hour.
All right, Loopy Bridget says, I'm here for a short while, but I really want to hear Moose say my name. I'm only here for a few minutes today. Got too much going on today. So if you can just say Loopy Bridget for Loopy.
Loopy Bridge, how you doing, dear?
It doesn't get much better than that, Loopy. Peter Treadway says, Moose spent too long in the UK, so can only deal with crappy weather now.
Ouch.
Hey, how was your UK workshop?
Oh, God, it was unbelievable. We had incredible people.
Dog.
Did you not see the photograph?
I did. Yeah, can I tell you something? I was so jealous. That sounded like, every once in a while you hear a workshop, and there was no way I could go because of my schedule. But every once in a while you hear a workshop that you'd be like, I would kill to be at that workshop. That workshop was one I would kill to be in.
The historical aircraft collection, great people, great planes. We're on the historic Duxford Field, and we had all to ourselves because when they closed to the public, it was just us and the planes.
Hey, this has nothing to do. Oh, it has a little to do with that. Did you see my new shirt that I made? It is the actual British roundel from the World War II.
Yes, I did.
British planes.
But where did I see that?
Well, I had one already, but it wasn't. It's the newer one. I got the older one that you see on like Spitfires.
Yeah, no, I didn't see the new one.
You don't wear T-shirts, though, do you?
Yes.
Do you wear T-shirts?
I get dressed up for your show.
I'll make you one.
Sweet.
Yeah, because you'd be
You're
like,
my buddy.
you'd be like pimped out. Yeah, I'll make you one. There's just a place online.
You know, Sharon's listening. Don't say pimped out too loud, okay?
Oh, sorry. Anyway, you'll look cool.
Thank you.
But so that was a great workshop.
Yes, it was. It was great people. We had them from Netherlands and France.
I know, but you attract
Italy,
great people. Every
England.
time, I've been to many of your workshops over the years, and you always get such a great, I don't know what it is, but everybody that comes to they always come with like the right attitude, and they're ready to go, and they're ready to learn, and they're ready to shoot, and they have that,
We're very fortunate.
They get up in the morning at ridiculous hours, and they're in a good mood. It's the weirdest thing. Because people have asked me about that, and they're like, what are people like? And I go, I can only tell you from Moose's workshops, but they're all in a great mood. And it's like 4:15 a.m., and it's black outside. It's freezing. And I'm like, coffee. And these people are like, good morning, Scott. I'm like, shut up.
The trick is, they know that when the light gets bad, they're going to have a great breakfast.
Oh, that's true.
I do know breakfast.
I learned that from Moose, the call of the wild pancake.
There
you
you
were the
go.
one that turned me on to that.
Yep.
All right. So Carl March says, I'm going to get Moose's book for my son, who's a pilot.
Sweet. We've had a lot of people do that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I imagine. Hey, by the way, if you are an ISAP member, so the International International Society for Aviation Photographers. I have to spell the letters out. There's a special deal for you guys. So that was featured in the ISAP newsletter because that's a great group, great organization, and they gave a special discount.
Yep.
Because everybody in their group is an aviation photographer. Richard Dirkshire says, good afternoon, everyone, from Oshawa, Ontario. Good to have you here, Richard. Paloma says, hi from Oregon. Third time seeing you live. Glad to have you here, Paloma. Let's see. Stephanie says, come on. Everybody knows Super Freak.
There you go.
We're giving away a Super Freak 2.0 today. Daniel Misner says, Moose's photos are incredible.
Thank you. But I didn't hear you say that earlier, so I appreciate somebody saying it.
Good. I'm glad you didn't hear. Dewana Caldwell says, how do you enter for the prizes? I'll tell you how. Stick around. Mike Langish says, Moose is the reason why I started to clean my gear.
Good man, Mike.
All right. Jock's Photos 2 says, Moose, who won the swing set duel, and what is the swing set duel?
I have no clue, so I could be in trouble on this one. Who knows what I did win?
Look at this. Bruce Williams says, hey, Moose, I just bought a Murphy Rebel for air-to-air photography. I'll have to get your new book. You actually have a chapter on air-to-air in there.
Yes, I do.
I know. Serge Remeli says, bonjour from Monsieur Fromage. Hey, Serge. Good to hear you, buddy. I love that guy. Everybody loves Serge. Tammy Bruce Henderson says, I love you so much. Because of your help, my husband and I rocked a wedding this past week. We've tried to step up our game. Your website has helped us a lot to do that. I would love to meet you. We are members and we love you. Tammy, you are awesome. So thanks. I want to get to our topic today, and And we should do that. So we're going to do that. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, if we come back, our topic today is the self-assignment for learning and income. We've got lots of great giveaways. We've got lots of great Moose. Jen is here. Juan's on the jib, and all is right with the world.
I'm Scott.
I'm Moose. Don't
Come
go
on
away.
back.
Come on back. And drink.
You know, Canon just released a great new full-frame camera. It's the Canon 6D Mark II. It does wonderful things with video, great things with big, beautiful still images, and you can learn everything you need to know to get up and running fast, and even find out some tips, tricks, and secrets that people don't know that this great camera can do. Where are you going to find this? Of course, at KelbyOne. I do a bunch of camera classes for KelbyOne, and I'm thrilled to do the 6D Mark II class. So if you're thinking about getting a 6D Mark II, or if you have one, and you want to know the stuff you need to know and not have to labor through the manual or dig through all the menus, go to KelbyOne.com and look up Larry's 6D Mark II class, exclusively at KelbyOne.
Hey everybody, Scott Kelby here. It's Friday night, Under the Lights football, and you're about to learn how to conquer this with a legend of football photography, Mr. Dave Black.
Scott, thanks for having me here at the game and for this class. There are a lot of problems shooting under the lights in football, and we're going to kind of give you those solutions for those and conquer those problems. The white balance, how to figure that out when you get under the lights. What lenses to use, length lenses, and what aperture to use. And positioning yourself on the field. Where's the best place to be strategically to get the most out of this game? Wait for that athlete to fill up that frame so that you get a shot that just knocks people's socks off.
It's an amazing night, taped live at a real high school football game, and it's exclusively here at KelbyOne.
My name is Kaylee Greer, and I'm a professional dog photographer. KelbyOne has been monumental in this journey of mine. I have the opportunity to pull from years and combine professional experience, like the support system at the touch of a button. KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Westcott, professional photo and lighting equipment.
Now too. I mean, this is like, I remember the old days with a little video cam and little white chalkboard.
Yeah, we're doing this. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 303. We've been doing this for 6 freaking years, Moose.
I remember. I've been here.
I know you've been on it for like 6 years. Hey, I just want to mention the Worldwide Photo Walk is coming up on Saturday, October 7th, and you should be on one.
And where were you going to be?
I'm going to be, thank you for asking, Moose.
My pleasure.
I'm going to be in leading one in Lisbon. So I will be there with Jiki Nando and a bunch of my friends. We're all going to be there, like Robbie Bisco. And let's see who else is going to be there. Dave Williams. And let's see, Mike McCaskey. And who else is going to be there?
The who's who.
Peter Treadway, my brother Jeff, a bunch of friends. And we got an Airbnb we're all going to stay in. A big old Airbnb.
I guess so.
Like 7-bedroom Airbnb.
Wow.
And then we're going to Morocco right after that. We're going to fly to Morocco.
Now that's cool.
Yeah, because Morocco's like an hour away by airplane.
It's downhill.
It's downhill. Thank you.
Yep.
And so that's pretty exciting. And that's coming up. Hey, just want to mention the Worldwide Photo Walk. We have 915 walks. We have 64 walks in draft, which means that someone's gone and they've been approved for a walk. They set it up, but they haven't hit the release. Now's the time, by the way. We have over 14,000 walkers signed up, so that's awesome.
That's
cool. So go to worldwidephotowalk.com, sign up. There's tons of great prizes. Canon is our sponsor, and they're giving away all kinds of cool cameras and stuff. We have a new youth category this year. Youth. For the youth. So the Utes can join and the contest. And they have a special contest for those under 16 years of age. We've got video contests. We've got so much fun stuff. So many great prizes. Adobe's the sponsor.
That's cool.
They're giving away stuff. It's all. Hey, Tom S. says Moose's laugh would make a great ringtone.
No.
Here, I'll make it like my phone's ringing. Go ahead. Do it. Hello? See? That's how.
No.
That was so unrehearsed. Today's topic, for goodness sake, is the self-assignment for learning and income. Now, I do a lot of self-assignments.
You do a heck of a lot.
I do a lot. And a lot of times I have to shoot stuff for
your books.
For books and stuff. But I don't consider those self-assignments. That's work. Like I have to do these for work. It's part of my day job. But I also do like things with Calibre and I when we go and do a shoot. And some of those shots might wind up in a book, but they were not shot for the book.
But back up a step.
Okay.
You're doing your flash book right now. You're going out and shooting all that for the flash book.
Yep. Yeah.
So the first time you went and did that wasn't for a book. It was for a self-assignment.
Oh, yeah. It was to learn how to use flash.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
Self-assignment to learn.
By the way, do you know the first time I used wireless flash was in the lobby of a Moose Peterson where it was in Vermont.
Vermont.
I was there, and on one of the breaks, Ann Cahill showed me how to turn on the wireless. Because I've used flash for many years, but I always had a cable.
That was the older system of line of sight. It wasn't the radio, which is what we have now.
God, radio it's a whole different world.
It makes it so much easier and fun. But here's the thing. If you're going to use wireless flash or any flash, you want to learn it before you go out for that job.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
so
of course.
That's a self-assignment. You have to sit there and basically craft the whole scenario in which you're going to put yourself through hell to use that flash to learn it, so when the time comes, you can use it. That's the whole point of self-assignment. And if you're smart, you turn that all into that learning experience for yourself into money.
So let's say that you want to do like headshots, corporate headshots.
Yeah.
Like you want to just, go to the local, whatever company and shoot all their executives and stuff. Mm-hmm. How do you, so what would your self-assignment be? So that's your goal. Your goal is I want to go out and shoot headshots. And I'm not talking about Peter Hurley style headshots. I'm talking about just regular corporate headshots. Yeah.
Start off by doing some homework so I have the right tools. Whatever sweep I'm going to use, lens, tripod, and basically if I'm going to be doing it all myself, in other words, set up all the sweeps, all the lights, run people through, I'd get that all set. Then I would have it all put together like I'm traveling, and then I get to some spot and I would set it up, see how long it takes.
Do the whole thing?
Do the whole thing, okay? And then I would bring in some either family members, the dog, whatever, do the headshots, take it all down, process the pictures, see what the results are.
I'm going to answer this first.
Yes.
I'm going to ask this before someone asks it here. What's a sweep?
What's a sweep? You go to Amway.
I know what a sweep is.
A sweep is a roll of paper that is pulled down behind your subject.
A seamless roll of paper.
Yes.
54 inches long or longer.
Here's the really fuddy-duddy. I have no clue. Whatever I got in the closet.
Yeah.
I don't do these.
All right, here I do them. Don't buy the 54 inch. The 54 inch is so cheap. You can get a 54 inch roll of paper for nothing, for like $19 at B&H. And if you're a KelbyOne member, they'll ship it to you for free. Don't fall into that trap, because the difference between the 54 inch and the 107,
yes,
it's like twice as much. One's 20 and one's like 50.
And how do you learn these things?
By doing self-assignments and realizing the worst thing you can do is try to shoot someone on too thin a background. And the whole shoot, you keep trying to, I can see the background. Whoops, it went off. I see the edge. And then you're going to be doing it and trying to fix it in Photoshop. And you know what I've learned, too, about stuff? I never, ever say the words, that's easy to fix in Photoshop.
Never go there.
Because I go, we'll just fix that in Photoshop later. That is crap. And it's not because you can't fix it later. It's because sometimes those things that seem like they'll be so easy just aren't. They freaking aren't. Like, the fix is easy, but then it doesn't look good.
But you know what's more important? That's time. You're losing money.
Yeah.
If you're being paid to take pictures, then get paid to take pictures, not sit in front of a computer fixing what you should have done at the camera.
All right. So what you're saying is, and let me just get this, just to recap what you said. If you want to shoot headshots, you're basically going to practice like in your house, but then before you go out and do a gig, you're going to actually go do an absolute dress rehearsal.
Complete dry run.
Pack up all the gear.
Yep.
Go someplace.
Yep.
Set up the entire rig. Get a friend or family member to pose as one of the executives or a couple of the executives.
Yep.
You're going to shoot the whole thing. You're going to time it.
Yep.
You're going to know, so you're going to be able to exactly do it. How many times do you do this before you go do a paid gig?
One.
Just one?
One.
Really?
Sorry. You know why?
Why?
I'm good.
I know you're good. What about the rest of us, Moose? What do we do?
Well, wait. Do you think I started off as Moose?
Well,
40 years ago, I wasn't Moose.
You were baby Moose?
I was not the Moose you know now. That's for darn sure. No, you got to understand that if it takes you a whole lot of time to do it, perhaps you're not doing something right the first place, and you didn't learn from the failure. The whole idea of doing the dry runs is to learn from the failure so you don't repeat it. So why do you do it more than once? Unless you don't learn from failure.
Unless it fails, okay, because that's certainly a...
But we learn from failure. You know, the whole book out just came out. Failure is the way to learn.
Really?
Seriously.
Well, dude, that makes me a master, because my list of failures...
Makes us all masters. But here's the twist to this whole thing. At the same time I'm doing that dry run, I'm taking pictures of all that dry run. You know why?
So you can analyze it? So
I can write an article about it so other people can learn from it. So I get paid for my mistakes.
Well, it is a good way. I think that's why I think photo critiques are helpful, because looking at what someone else is doing wrong, you can go, oh, yeah, I don't want to do that. Oh, okay, I see what not to do. So,
but here's the one thing about photo critics. I'll sit there, and many times I've looked at somebody's photograph, I've made the suggestions, then I'll go out shooting, and I seem to do the same thing all over again. Like, my discussion just went poof. So if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're going to keep repeating them. So that's why you do the self-assignment, and you keep varying it. So you make it more complicated, you learn more, you push yourself, because the more you fail, the more you're going to grow. And the more you grow, the more money you're going to make.
So give me an example of some assignments that you've given yourself.
I can, just from a month ago. So this is how the real world worked. I had an idea. I proposed this idea to Nikon, and the idea started off 2 years ago and evolved to when it worked for their schedule and their marketing. And it's very simple. It was a multi-flash wireless shoot, aviation-based, period-based from the 40s. And the whole thing came from my idea, my head, to sit there and get the plane, get the people, get the setups. So for a month prior to, I had my yellow pad of paper, and I was drawing out ideas, literally drawing out ideas, flash placements, lens ideas. It's a typical Nikon shoot where they wanted me to use X lenses, X body. I shot it with the D7500. Right. And it's a complete self-assignment. I came out of my head like so many editorial shooters. I proposed it. They did it, said yes. And I went and had 4 hours to pull off 35 different sets.
How'd it go?
You want to see the video?
Yeah, do you have it?
Oh, heck yeah.
All right, do you want me to pull it up?
Oh, you can do it on my website. That'd be or my YouTube channel.
All right, give me a minute to pull it up, and I have to do all this stuff because, go to video control room 2 and all. Now, when we do this, sometimes it's a little out of sync.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
For some reason.
I've watched the grid.
Oh, yeah, it's a thing. Hang on 1 second. I'm just having such a...
At least we're not going to Adobe Camera Raw.
Oh, God, that's terrible, right? That's like some kind of a glitch here. Hang on. Still trying to fix my problem. I really was hoping to... All right.
So while you're doing that...
We're just going to go moosepeterson.com, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you can find it there.
Oh, you were here at your YouTube channel.
That's what I said. And there it's Moose Peterson. I
really?
keep it simple. Isn't that amazing?
That's the great thing about having a name like Moose Peterson. There's so many people named Scott Kelby that I can't have Scott Kelby anything. I'm just kidding.
You're getting close. There it is.
You see light?
Oh, man.
Oh, the $7,500 promo behind the scenes. All right, we're going to let the Wix ad run. Dude, I got a Wix ad. Wix must have an insane budget. I see Wix ads all day, every day. I know it's video control room 2, Juan. All right, I'm going to stop. I've seen this.
I know. I asked for your opinion. We made a couple changes because of it.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we can now. Well, it won't matter if you don't talk in this.
But there's great music.
There is wonderful music, but okay, here we go. Yeah. All right, we're going to plug into Ethernet because now I guess we have Ethernet. Yeah, because it's stuttering, isn't it? Because it doesn't look like moose. All right, let's see if that's better. Let me go rewind it because you want to see this right.
Right. Yes.
All right. Is that working? Do you see the Ethernet?
Meredith.
Do I need to do anything that would make it work? Bring up my network settings. You guys are fussy. Okay, I have brought up my network settings and doesn't see any Ethernet. It sees some Wi-Fi, but it does not. There's no green lights beside Ethernet. I could try moving it to this little slot. It looks official. You know what we'll do? We'll work on this on the break.
There we go.
We have to show this, though. So we're going to work on this in the break. The video is 45 minutes long.
No, it's not.
It is.
4 minutes and 57 seconds.
Could have been. All right. So, Juan wants to take a break now. He's serious about this. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to watch Moose's video.
And get back on topic.
Everybody
wants to make money.
Here we go, because there's questions coming in. So here we go. We're going to break. This is us going to break right here. This is break time.
Howdy folks, Moose Peterson here. Are you a photographer? Do you have some camera gear that you think are your best friends, your precious little children? Well, do you go out shooting a lot? Probably needs a little care and maintenance, and that's what this class is all about. How do you take care of your camera gear? For example, you have a cleaning kit. What items do you need in that cleaning kit? We're going to go through all of that. What about the actual place you're going to clean your gear? Have you thought about that? You think about it? It's important. How about cleaning the sensor? That, precious sensor that might scare the jiggers out of you. How about cleaning your camera body? Your lenses, lens mounts, filters, zooms, fisheyes, glass, metal, rubber, all of those surfaces that make up our camera gear. We're gonna go through cleaning it, maintaining it, so you can do your favorite thing, go out and take pictures. Exclusively here on KelbyOne, come check it out.
I'm Amanda Powell, and I'm a wedding photographer out of Sarasota, Florida. One thing that captured my attention when I first discovered KelbyOne's website was the array of professionals that they use to teach the photography. Each individual class was extremely organized. It was from start to finish. I feel comfortable with the photographers that they support. For me, it's a relationship. You establish them and they last a lifetime.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Technical stuff.
Hey, we're back, and we're not ready at all to play the video, but we have the green light beside Ethernet. It's just not working. All right, we have a bunch of questions coming in. Let's get right to them. Johan says, question to Moose. Moose, how do you challenge yourself in a self-assignment? I shoot mostly fashion and beauty, but to me, every fashion shoot looks like the other. Perhaps change clothes? Any suggestions?
Well, for the fashion shoot, it would take very little to challenge me. For example, if I'm got good in the studio, I'd go outside. If I went outside, I would start with bad light or a bad background. How do you clean up bad light? How do you clean up a bad background? Right off the bat, that's a learning process. So anything you're weak in as far as the photographic process, that's the challenge. What happens if you're not really good at retouching? Find a model whose face needs a lot of retouching. How do you light it? How do you light it so you can then, if you need to, properly clean it up in post? All those aspects of the photograph are the challenge. And I don't know, I can't speak for Scott, but for myself, I don't have all the answers. I'm constantly pushing myself to learn new things, and I figure out what I need to learn from all the mistakes of the things I have done. But the challenge what's really important is that you are, you know, when you're self-employed, you got to realize that if you don't challenge yourself, there's no paychecks. It's that cut and dry.
Hey, I got some advice for Johan. So Johan, if that is your real name, if you're getting stuck in like basically shooting everybody on a gray background or a white background or a black background, you know what? The next thing you ought to work on is using gels. I don't mean just throw a red gel on the background. I mean actually really getting into gels just all together. Lighting one side of the face, the other side of the face, lighting the hair, using grids, doing all that kind of stuff. You can really, really, really get incredibly creative. Now, there's a guy in the UK. And
Great idea. Inexpensive, too.
Yeah, it is inexpensive. I can get you his name. I'll have to get it for you on the break, Johan. There's a guy in the UK who specializes in teaching color, you know, gels and all that kind of stuff. He's got a DVD out, but it's $300.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Go back in time. Just look at Pete Turner's stuff.
Pete Turner?
Who just passed away. Talk about...
I'm not familiar with Pete.
He's a very famous photographer who amazing with color. Another, you know, if you want to go that route, great person to learn from. Look at his examples.
Let me see if I can get this name for him while we're thinking.
Okay.
What is this guy's name?
So, let's see here.
You go on and I'll find him real quick. It won't take long. 4 hours, 5 hours tops.
Matt the Wombat asks, what's Moose's real name? Moose?
Yeah, it's Moose.
I mean, it's Moose. Sorry.
It's like Cher. It's just Moose. There's Cher, Moose. There's Sinatra. Some people just go and that's their name. It's Moose.
That's it. Scott, mention the Springs of Hope, please. Scott, mention the Springs of Hope, please.
So the Springs of Hope is something that we use the Worldwide Photo Walk to raise money for every year. And we were off to a really good start. We basically ask everybody that everyone that is going to the walk to just contribute $1. You don't have to, it's optional.
And who are these folks?
These are just people, just photographers all over the world.
No,
the Springs of Hope is an orphanage.
Where?
It is in Nakuru, Kenya.
And they've been there for
6-7 years now. They house, feed, love, care for, and educate over 50 kids.
So the photo walk, in a bigger essence, is a fundraiser for this incredible organization and a mission they do for underprivileged kids in Africa.
Yes.
So we've now mentioned it.
There you go. But it is when you sign up for the Worldwide Photo Walk, a little thing says, "Hey, want to give the kids a buck?" Like last year we raised like $24,000.
That's incredible.
For an orphanage in Kenya that has 50 kids. That's like, they rely on that money. They're like, oh my gosh, thank you. I mean, they're overwhelmed when it comes in.
It's a great
thing. And it's all run by a woman that we know. We know her personally. It's not run by some big organization. She literally sold her house, sold her cars, sold all of her possessions, and her family moved to an empty plot of land. It was just an empty plot of land. They started feeding the kids first, then built the orphanage.
That's just cool.
And her whole life is wrapped in that orphanage. That's what she does. And she's an awesome person. And to give up her life for everybody else like that. And for her whole family, packed up her whole family and left. I cannot believe I can't find this guy's tutorial. Give me a minute. I'm so close. Maybe you could read some other stuff.
So Ben says, hey, Scott, just started learning off-camera flash a few weeks ago. It was fun, but the last week I repeated the same process and I wasn't as happy. It was frustrating, but I guess it's what you have to go through. Expect things not to go right each time.
Hey, can I ask a follow-up question to Ben? So I have a follow-up question,
yes.
And so you can just answer back, and then Jen will keep an eye out for it. So did you shoot the same person both times, or did you shoot different people? Let me know. So, and I'm assuming that you photograph people, but it could be like. But anyway, let me know what it was that you shot. Was it the same person and all that stuff? And then we'll talk in just a minute.
Nick Fancher
does
some amazing stuff with gels.
Hey, Nick Fancher he was a guest blogger of mine. Nick does some very good stuff.
That's not the name you're looking for.
That's not the name I'm looking for. I think my guy's name is like Jake.
And Paul Verrier says, live would not be live without technical difficulties.
Yes, it's Jake Hicks. All right, Jake Hicks.
The gel guy.
The gel guy from the UK. Jake Hicks. He does some really good stuff. And he does have some tutorials and stuff that are free, but everything's pretty much leading you to buy that DVD.
So there's a self-assignment. You go to the web, you see somebody's photographs that inspire you, in this case, Mr. Hicks, and then you try to, you could say,
well, he deconstructs
duplicate.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he has a thing that if you sign up for his like newsletter, he'll send you like 8 tutorials or something, but something like that. Anyway, but he's very good at colored. I mean, I think he's, you know, as good as anybody out there. He teaches workshops, and I think he has one more workshop in the UK coming up in November. You know, and I was like, man, if he could throw a few historic planes in there, I might go.
With gels?
Just kidding.
That's good.
Hey, Dave Clayton's here. Says, evening, chaps.
Hey,
Dave. All right. So Ben says it was the same person both times with the same lighting setup and background.
Well, there you go.
Wait. I got one more question, follow-up question.
Man. Okay.
Was your flash in TTL mode or manual? This is an important question. Was it in, and by TTL, it could be ETTL, could be ITTL, but was it an ETTL or ITTL? Or did you shoot in all manual mode on your flash? Not on your camera, but your flash just set to manual. Let me know, and then we'll go back. All right, Stephanie says, this discussion is good because this goes back to Scott's question of long ago. Are you just noodling, using my guitar playing as an analogy? And so what it was, I showed 2 different videos.
I remember.
One was where I was playing, you know, like Carry On My Wayward Son and songs I play all the time. And one was boringly sitting there playing scales. Just
right.
And practicing playing clean and practicing,
and the point is?
all this. The point is that it's very easy for us as photographers to do the same thing again and again, stuff that's easy, stuff we know how to do, stuff that's fun, doesn't make you grow at all. And this is kind of what you're talking about.
Because I don't do any of those things.
Yeah, you don't do any of those things.
I don't do any of those things.
But when you do something that you don't normally do, when you do something that is like you said, you want to do a headshot and you're going to go out and practice this, and you're going to do the research, then you're going to do the practice and all, that actually makes you grow. That's where you learn new things. That's where you grow as a photographer. If you go and do the same thing every time, now that doesn't mean that doing the same thing every time you won't pick up something here and there.
Well,
it's not a great opportunity for growth.
To use a personal example, I'm a wildlife photographer. That's what I do, right? And then I morphed and started doing more and more landscape work. And now I'm doing aviation work. And I've been relatively successful in all of those. Why? Because I'm always doing the self-assignments to push myself to move into those things. They didn't just happen. They got pushed, and I was lucky. So noodling in itself might lead to the next step, but only if you take the next step. If you feel you're in the comfort zone and never go past it, you're toast.
Well, for example, let's just say that you, when you started aviation photography, you went and you shot an airplane at dawn on the runway by itself. And then the next week you went out and shot another plane on the runway at dawn. And then the next week you went back and shot another plane. And now you're like, I've got the runway down at dawn.
The R shot, yes.
But you go back and do it again and again and again.
But I'm changing the runway and changing the plane.
Right, but it's still going to be a runway and a plane, pretty much in the same thing.
Except for the one big variable.
Which is?
The sky.
Well, the sky is never the same. Right, but if one day you show up and the sky's great, and 2 weeks later you show up and the sky's not good, how did you grow as a photographer? You got lucky on one day, and you didn't get lucky on the other. That doesn't push you as a photographer.
If you have a bad day, you have to learn how to
Dude, I'm trying to help you make your point. You're torpedoing me.
No.
I'm trying to help you.
If you have a bad day, you have to learn how to make lemonade, right? Correct?
Yes, so you paint clouds in Photoshop.
Oh, no, you know I don't do that stuff, right?
I'm trying to help your point. You're torpedoing me here.
Your point is?
I'm trying to do what you just said. I'm trying to back you up. And
yes.
You're like, no matter what I said, you're going to say the other thing. I go, oh, Moose, every day you drink water. How does that grow as a drinker? It does. It just does. Everything I freaking said, you torpedoed. So you just say it, and I'll sit here and drink my water. Go with your thing.
Getting back to the runway shot, okay?
Why?
Well, because I have a book right here.
Okay.
So the thing is, the change has to do with the fact that you have to look at the design element in the aircraft, and that's what changes every time. And so every aircraft from behind is not the same. If you shoot one low, you can't shoot the next one low. You have to go high. But until you go and make that mistake, you don't realize that you can't shoot every back R shot from the same position on the runway. You have to go up or down physically.
Still kills my point.
Okay.
Anyway, let's move on. Cheeky Nando has a question for Moose. He says, earlier today, someone at the KelbyOne community will have his first gallery showing next week, and he wanted to know how to price his prints. Do you have any ideas, Moose, how you can give him any ideas without being a price fixer.
And I don't want to shoot down what you're laying in front of me, but here's the deal. I don't sell in galleries, so pricing structure, and your basic weekend craft show, don't do those either. So if you go to my website, you actually can see the prices that I charge for my prints. The first thing is I don't give them away. If you want them, you're going to have to pay a bunch of money. It's that simple. Print sales to me, I'm not in the fine art business, so I don't.
A lot of your print sales are to people that own aircraft.
Right, and the price they pay for the prints is not what you're going to get at a gallery, and it's not going to be what you get at your corner flea market thing. It's so I'm in a different place. I don't go there. And you want to know why?
This is as helpful as your last thing.
Well, so here's the deal with Moose and Prints. Since we're going there, who's paying for the print and the framing to stick on that wall?
Well, that's a good question.
It's the photographer, right?
I'm going to imagine, sure.
Right?
I doubt the gallery's paying for the framing, and I doubt the gallery's paying for the prints.
So that's your capital, right?
Right, you got that invested for sure.
So you don't get that capital back until when? If you sell that print, right? Then do you get the capital back and do you make a profit? I don't put my money and tape it on someone's wall, My money, this is not a good investment. Plain old business. Sorry.
Okay, we're going to take a break. I'm sure they're the person in the community is very happy with that answer.
Well, I've never known to make everybody happy.
All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we have a lot of questions and comments and stuff here, and there's some I might be able to help with. I have Joey has a good question I might be able to help with, and we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we have lots of good giveaways to distract you from the fact that we don't have good answers. Stick around. We'll be right back.
In this class, we are going to talk about color spaces, basic color theory, and I'm going to show you what's the difference between color correction and color grading. I'm Victor Fayesh. Check out my class exclusively on KelbyOne.com.
Well, hey everybody, my name is Matt Gleskowski. I want to welcome you to Mount Rainier National Park. Look around this place, it's got everything. That's really why I picked it for a landscape photography class, because there's a little bit of everything of what we can shoot. From the mountains, to the waterfalls, to the wildflowers that really only bloom for a very specific time in the year. What we're gonna do throughout this class is we're gonna put together all of the planning that went into the trip. So I'll show you exactly how I plan, how I start to visualize things and figure out where I want to start shooting. From there, we're going to jump in and just get out there and shoot. My hope is when you're done with this class, no matter where you're going, even if it's not Mount Rainier, you'll be able to take all the tips, all the techniques, all the shooting that we do here and apply it to your own photos so that you know that you're going to go home with some great keepers. I'm Matt Gleskowski. Check out my landscape photography class at Mount Rainier National Park over on KelbyOne.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Hansen, photographer and director. My transition from chef to photographer started when I was a private chef. I Googled photography training and up came KelbyOne. Learned about how to use a strobe, how to run your business. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. That first step for me was KelbyOne.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Hey, we're back. Scott Kelby here with Moose Peterson. I want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Eric Kuna, who you guys know Kuna.
Eric!
D-Cats. D-Cats is in Venice. And he says, I can't believe I'm watching The Grid at 10 p.m. at night. So Eric is on a tour all over Europe, and tonight he's in Venice, Italy, and he's there with his family, and he just left. He was just in Ireland, and he's got, I think he went to Iceland, and he's just everywhere fun.
How cool.
And we're very excited and incredibly jealous, and we miss him. But you have a great time over there, Mr. Kuna. I says, I can't believe I'm watching the Grid live at 10
I can't either.
I can't either. We got some comments here. Hey, I do want to mention this. We are here today giving away a copy of Moose's book, Take Off, here in just a few minutes. So stick around for that because we're running out of time. We're also giving away a Think Tank bag. We're giving away a Platypod Pro Max, a Platypod Ultra, and a Lens Pro to Go gear card. Yep, we're giving away all that today to multiple lucky people, and none of them are probably with Kuna tonight watching.
I certainly hope not.
Let's just say Amazon and take a drink. And Eric probably bought some of the gear that he has with him on Amazon. All right. So, I do want to mention, so if you get a chance, if you will go to my Facebook page or my not my blog. I haven't done it on my blog. Go to my Facebook page. I did a story using Adobe Spark. So Adobe Spark is kind of like Exposure, and in that it lets you photo storytelling site. If you go to my Facebook page, scroll down like a day or so, you'll find a link to my behind-the-scenes story of my shoot at the Atlanta Falcons, shooting their stadium and shooting their the game that night, the Packers game and all. And I have that. I would show you, but I don't really have it handy. Oh, there it is, right there on Facebook. That's it. And if you just click on the picture or click on that link, it will take you to the, oh, you're actually doing it. So here it goes, and that's it. So the whole story, if you'll scroll down, I kind of go into the details, and there is a very sad part of the story that it actually turned out well in the end, but that's their new stadium. And I was able to capture this one shot of the light streaming in. And
whose computer is that?
That's back in the control room computer.
So they could have gone to my website too then. Saved us all that trouble.
Yeah, they could have gone to your website,
Okay.
but it would. Oh yeah, maybe they can do that. Hey, can you run?
Just thinking out
Can you
loud
go to
here.
YouTube and like get Moose's? See that right there? Can you scroll on there? See how it's pointing to that? There's a story about me leaving my $1,500 lens in what I said was a great place to put your lens, in the stands. So I'm sitting way up in the stands. That's when I shot that shot of the light streaming in.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where I left my lens, right there, for a few hours until I realized it was missing. And the rest of the story is just below that. But if you'll scroll down just a little bit more, and then I show some behind-the-scenes images of different parts of the stadium and stuff. And
that's using Adobe Spark?
This is all using Adobe Spark, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, Adobe Spark has really just come a tremendously long way, and I really like it now. And you can, and then I did a remote. Okay, watch, keep going. Since this is just perfect timing. Is that my remote with a platypod? The only way you would know is to scroll down. Oh my gosh, yes it is. There it is, boom. Look familiar? You know, I had to come to the set and take it. I'm not kidding. I had to come over here to the set and steal it right off the desk. That's the only one of those I have. It's not like Oben sends them to me. I bought that one. So anyway, go check it out if you get a chance. There's a whole story and all kinds of crazy stuff wrapped around this. And Miroslav says, hello, gentlemen. Just listening to you while driving back home after 14 hours of work. Woo, long day. I did not take down the name of this UK strobist. Could you repeat it? His name is Jake Hicks. All right. So Miroslav, it's Jake Hicks. And basically, he has got a YouTube page. And his website is jakehicksphotography.com. And so he's quite good. All right. So Joey Canless asks, how would you know if you're shooting in your comfort zone? I would say, Joey, if you find yourself doing the same thing again and again, like if you're really good at shooting headshots and you go and shoot another headshot, that's your comfort zone. Like, and this is exactly what Johan was talking about. Like, if he shoots fashion, I'll bet you that most of the time that Johan shoots fashion on a gray background, because that's a classic fashion thing, is to shoot on a light gray or a dark gray background, might shoot on a white background. But I mean, there's not 50 or 500 backgrounds that fashion shot on.
Right.
But one thing that he could do would be, if he's not shooting with gels, as soon as he incorporates gels, everything changes. Now it's learning all kinds of different stuff, because you lose gels on the background. You can use gel as a kicker light. You can light your whole subject with gels. It opens up, honestly, a whole new genre. So that would be stuff that possibly Johan hasn't done, and that will push him to get better, because now he's not, number one, he's inspired. And I think that's one of the problems when you shoot the same stuff every time. You're like, well, another model on another gray background, put the light over here, here we go. You know, like you'd have to catch, you know, some just amazing expression or something, but you can make some really great things with gels that would, no, that's just one step. That's one thing. You could go on to props. You could go on to building sets. If you've never built a set, Johan, you can build sets indoors that you would swear were shot outdoors, you know, on location.
What about just going to simple body parts?
Or yeah, just doing body parts. And
hand models get paid a lot of money.
They do, like George Costanza, for example.
And
did you actually get that joke? Jen got it. Jen's like 15 minutes old, I've learned, literally. Okay, so Artist First says, yes, Scott, but what about shooting the same thing over and over because you enjoy it? Why is that a bad thing?
We're not talking about that.
We're not talking about that.
We're talking about growth.
And nor do we ever say it was a bad thing.
Never.
You're just doing it. And if you watch those videos, if you go and watch those videos on my website where I have the guitar thing, it will say, why do you play the same songs over and over again? Because it's fun, because it's enjoyable, and I even say there's nothing wrong with that. You just don't get any better. You're doing the same songs over and over again. I'm playing "Carry On My Wayward Son." I know that song.
But more importantly,
I've played it a million times.
Not getting better, but you don't grow.
Yeah, there's no
growth. Your repertoire of songs you could play will sterile. You won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You won't, and you might not pick up a different guitar. You might not get more strings. You might play, you know, the whole thing.
Moose. Mark Chitwood says, Moose, try to get Scott to come to New England to take pictures of prairie chickens.
Annie is Nebraska.
That's comfort zone.
That's okay.
Oh, Annie is Nebraska.
And by the way,
when I see Annie, I always think of New England
cold.
Patriots.
I try to get Scott in the cold. I took him to snow once. It wasn't pretty. So, yeah, it ain't going to happen.
That's not comfort zone. That's comfort food.
Oh. Well,
there's the difference.
Well,
Am I right? Am I right? Anybody? Can I get a whoop whoop? No? Juan? And frick. All right. Anyway.
Can we explore that one thing one step further, though? The comfort zone.
Oh, yeah, please do.
The comfort zone.
Yes, comfort zone.
So a lot of photographers are scared of failure. So if you're going to go shoot something and there's no fear of failing, you're in your comfort zone. It's pretty simple. If you want to get out of it, hey, take something out of your camera. Let's say you're always used to shooting at f32. Shoot everything at 2.8. Get past that, you know, everything's going to be sharp thing.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're always used to having the subject, you know, 5 feet from the background, put them 500 feet from the background. Instantly change up anything you do typically. Like, I see a lot of photographers, for example, they put their tripod down, it's always at eye level.
Yeah.
Stop putting the tripod at eye level. Keep it on the ground.
Yeah, get
just
really
right
low.
off the bat. Because I don't know about you guys, but getting down on my knees, I'm already uncomfortable, okay? But then if you're having to shoot up, a whole nother world of problems come in. So the comfort zone.
Oh, you said shoot up. I thought you meant heroin. I'm sorry. I always go to that with Moose around.
So
I just did that.
Anyway, don't make it complicated. You make it complicated, you'll never get past your comfort zone, and you won't grow as a photographer. It's got to be kept simple. We're not talking about major things of buying new gear or anything else. We're talking about things that will, simple self-assignments to help you grow as a photographer.
Yeah, you know, if you're a natural light photographer and you pull out a flash for the first time, that's growth. Even if you're not doing really well, even if it's not working well, that's certainly something that hey, do we ever get an answer back from Ben about the ITTL or the let's see, manual settings. It was the manual setting on the flash, although the light modifier may not be in the exact same position, 100% or not at the same output. So it's probably just little. Yeah, I would love to see
photographs.
Ben, yeah, I would love to see like your first photograph versus your second one, because it may have been a positioning thing, because sometimes you get the light in just a magical position. It lights the face just perfectly. And if you're using a small softbox especially, if you're off by a few inches, it's night and day.
It could be as simple as the batteries aren't charging the capacitors, so not putting out the same amount of light.
Yeah, that could certainly be.
There's a lot of little things.
Or you're shooting before they're fully recharged.
Right.
Like you gotta wait to really go.
All those things.
I mean, yeah, there's a million little things that could go along, but that's it. Alex Corbett says, shout out to Scott Bourne. So our friend Scott Bourne is doing an interview series on KelbyOne instructors. So we have a blog for KelbyOne members called the KelbyOne Insider. And Scott Bourne started a new interview series this week just talking to our instructors and, and finding out about them, learning more.
That's very cool.
And then Calibra did a completely different series, which is done in video. So Scott Bourne's is radio, and it's about their business. Calibra did one called the personal side, and it is really not about the business at all. You've done one.
I did.
It's not about the business at all. It is about the person behind the photography. And so we launched it this week with Tim Wallace, and I blogged about it on Monday, and people's comments are absolutely through the roof. And he doesn't really talk about photography very much at all, because we and you get asked to do a lot of interviews. I do as well. It's a lot of the same stuff we hear is like, so what's your favorite f-stop? What lens did you want to use? What's your favorite? We get a lot of that. And her interview series is none of that. It's none of what's your favorite gear, what's your favorite. It really is, besides Moose being a world-class photographer and instructor and all this stuff, Moose is a family man. Moose has got all these layers and things to his life. Moose has hobbies. Moose has things he loves to do. Moose likes pancakes. There's things that there's more to.
And I had a new pancake last week, a cinnamon roll pancake in Moscow, Idaho, that would knock your socks off.
Really?
And you know how I travel the world for pancakes.
You do.
There's a brand new one, cinnamon roll pancake.
Wow.
Just saying.
All right.
And the bacon was amazing too. But
I love good bacon.
Yeah, I know you do.
I do.
I've got to tell you about that.
All right. Nikon Rob says, this is the first time getting to watch the grid live for several years. Excited to be back. Good to have you back here, Nikon Rob.
Excellent to have you back.
Maria says, warmest hello from Mississauga, Ontario. She says, I'm waiting for my copy of Mr. Peterson's book, which I ordered from Amazon. It takes a long time, but it sure is worth it.
Yeah, they've, thanks to you folks, it's been out of stock 4 times now.
Yeah, that's what the problem is. So Amazon underestimated how popular Moose's book would be when they placed their initial order, and then they had to, and then it was out of stock like day one.
Yeah.
Like literally the day the book came out, it was sold out, and then they said, okay, you can get it in 3 to 4 days, and then that went out, and then it went out again, and it went out again.
So thank you, folks.
But maybe you'll win one here in just a minute. And by the way, Woodman says Pete Turner, the guy you mentioned earlier, was the first photographer I assisted back in the 1980s. Small world, small world. All righty. Hey, Deb says Calibra's interview with Tim was outstanding. So go watch that. We released it simultaneously with Dave Black's class last week. So Dave Black did a great class. You guys may have seen the trailer for it called Shooting High School Football Like a Pro. I was there with Dave. Dave taught the class. I was just there kind of like Dave's football buddy, giving each other trivia questions and having fun. But yeah, we went to an actual high school football game under the lights, and we had done that 5 years ago. So this is kind of revisiting that same thing with today's cameras and today's technology. In fact, Dave had an 850, a Nikon 850 out there. And he
like that one there.
Like that one right there.
Yeah.
And of course, he got some amazing shots because Dave is just freaking, I don't know what's wrong with him.
And talk about
so
another
good.
great self-assignment.
Shooting high school football?
High school football at night.
Oh, that's tough. And I always tell people to do that because I'll get people that say, hey, I would love to shoot sports. Where do you start? High school football.
And you normally shoot your football in a stadium daytime, don't you?
I shoot a lot at night. Like the Falcons game the other night was
big lights.
At night. Big lights.
High school, not big lights.
I was shooting 12,800 ISO.
So that's a great self-assignment. You pushed.
Yeah. No, it was fun. And you know what I'm surprised at? How good the photos look. Now, you use Nikon cameras that are really low in noise. I use Canon cameras that are really low in noise. Not everybody gets to do that. And I know how lucky and blessed we are to be able to shoot with those great cameras.
Yes, we are.
I do not take it for granted, and I never have. But I will say this, and I tell this to a lot of people because a lot of people go, well, I don't get to shoot with a 1DX, or I don't get to shoot with a 5D or whatever. D5, sorry, D5. D5?
It's all right. It's D5.
Sorry, D5, whatever. And what I tell them is, you know what it is? The people that are most worried about noise are literally other photographers.
Yes.
The public just wants to see a great shot. They're not going, oh, man, that's a really great shot, but the noise really put me off. They're just like, a great shot is a great shot to everybody else in the world.
But here's another self-assignment. Go rent that camera body that you don't get to shoot all the time. Win this card. Go get that body. Shoot it. See if the problem is really the camera body or the person behind it.
Yeah, you can they rent every camera body you can think of at Lens Pro to go, and somebody will win this today. Now, you have to be in the U.S. because they're not going to ship it to, as we say, Finland. We have 3 Finnish viewers.
Well,
all
don't
right.
offend them.
All right. Gary says, How about exchanging comfort zones? Scott do airplanes and Moose the stadiums. Well, here's the thing. I've been able to shoot some airplanes, and not air to air, but I have a portfolio of airplane photography.
He did do stuff at Sun and Fun.
Many times at
Those
Sun and
planes
Fun.
of the runway, which I didn't do very well with.
I've also gone down to the naval bases. I've shot on an aircraft carrier. I've done numerous. I have my own. I'm a member of the International Society of Aviation Photographers.
And I have shot stadium, volleyball, baseball,
there
and football.
you go.
You just don't see it because I don't put it out there.
Yeah, and ever since Moose started shooting airplanes, I hide mine as well. But anyway, that wouldn't be that far out of either of our comfort zones. But you know what would be I'll tell you what would be way out of mine.
You're getting in a plane to shoot air to air would not be out of your comfort zone?
That's a different comfort zone.
Oh,
that
that's
would be
different. Okay.
That would scare me. But I would still do it under certain circumstances.
You would do a great job. That's why I keep trying to get you up there.
Certain circumstances. But here's the thing. You know what would be out of my comfort zone? Wildlife. That would be as far out of my comfort zone as I could get, is to shoot wildlife. And I shoot a lot of different stuff. Wildlife.
I have not gotten you out to do that. It's true.
I went once when you were shooting Florida birds. You wouldn't remember, but I went and shot some birds with you.
You did come down. Wow, that's a long time ago, dude.
You remember? Have you seen all those shots I took?
Those were 4x5 steam-operated cameras. That was a long time ago.
It was. Have you ever seen those shots I took?
Oh, no.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason. Anyway, let's see.
I forgot about that. That's a long time ago.
Joey says, Scott and Moose, you guys are great. Thank you so much. I really don't mind watching the grid at 1 a.m.
Holy
Joey,
cow,
where
Joey.
are you that you're watching at 1?
Dude, we owe you one.
Well, we know he's not in Italy because that's like 10.
1 a.m.
He could be in like Russia?
Or India or
China?
Wow. Thank you, Joey.
Or Louisiana. Susie Q says, Lord, won't you bring me? And we need to have something in front of 850.
Nikon D850.
That's too many syllables. A D850. You could put a D in front of that, would have worked. Susie Q wants one. Hey, by the way, Susie Q, I'm sure you know this, but there was a pop star named Susie Q.
Yes, there was.
And was she the one that did Two of Hearts? Two of Hearts, I need you. No.
No.
Who did, what did Susie? Meredith said yes, there was a pop star. She did Two of Hearts? Susie Q? Stacy Q. Oh, I think she's right.
Susie Q is a song title.
Susie Q was Susie Q, baby, I love you. Susie Q. Hey, Stacy Q was Two of Hearts. I get 2 points. I don't get the full 5. Let's see.
See what Alex says there?
All right. Alex says.
There's a lot of debate about going to photo school.
Yep.
If in one place that teaches you to get out of your comfort zone, you can't push yourself, consider school.
Can I bring up something here then, Moose?
I thought the silence said it all. Go ahead.
So here's the thing. So Alex, I've told this story before on the grid, so forgive me if you've heard this, but I was doing a workshop at Santa Fe, and a woman, all of my students, I did one-on-one half-hour portfolio reviews. So we scheduled it during the whole week. I get this woman's portfolio, it's printed, I sit down, I open the first shot, gorgeous, just beautiful light, beautiful everything, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this is perfect. Turn the page, boom, gorgeous light, awesome. Turn the next one, beautiful, it's the barn in Wyoming. I turn the next page, horrible, horrible shot. I'm like, what the heck? And then it hit me. And this goes back to what you just said, Alex. I go, I asked her, what happened here? And I knew what it was. And she's like, well, what do you mean? And I go, this doesn't look anything like those. You shot those at a workshop. She did. She said I had. And this one I shot on my own. The workshop forced her to get up in the morning, to get up at dawn, to be freezing cold, to do all the things you have to do to make a great shot.
That sounds like heaven to me.
But when it was not up, but when no one was making her get up in the morning, don't take Alex's away. When there was no one there to get her up in the morning, she took the worst possible shot. So what Alex is saying here is that if there's a place that teaches you to get out of your comfort zone, if you can't push yourself, consider school. So what I should have said to her was, you shouldn't shoot shots unless you're at a workshop. But you know what? I know, but here's the thing, is if the only way that woman can make a great shot is to get up and to pay money to be at somebody else's workshop. Is that really indicative of who she is as a photographer? Because when she's on her own, she can't make those shots.
That's a great question. And the other flip side of the whole self-assignment and some of these questions coming in here, maybe people don't want to be a great photographer.
That's true.
Maybe they are happy with, hate to say it, mediocre.
Yeah. I think most people always feel like I always feel like I don't feel like I've taken my best shots. I feel like my best shots are yet to come. And I think most people feel like, hey, if I stick at this, I'm going to get better shots. And I'm mostly frustrated because I'm like, I know I can do better than this.
You know what's worse? Is to do a shoot and totally fail on it, on something you know you can do.
Oh, I've done that.
That it's like, this should be a slam dunk, and you come back, it's like, man, did I just really just, this one. And it just grinds on me. I look at them. I look at the EXIF data.
I've had someone I paid a lot of money for and never showed the shots.
That just reinvigorates me to go out and do it more, because the comfort zone is a place where I make more mistakes than not, because you settle in and bad habits show up.
Hey, Joey's in the UAE. He's in the United Arab Emirates, which I've been there a number of times. Awesome place.
Thanks, Joey.
All
Cindy,
right.
yes, I'll be up in Klamath Falls, Oregon in February doing my wildlife thing, talking and teaching about wildlife photography. So thanks for the holler. I'll see you out there.
All right. She says, can't wait to see you in person, she says.
It's disappointing, but I'll try.
Cindy also said, is there a good website or article that can explain my speed light to me? I still don't know how to do it. All right, Cindy, I got a class for you.
KelbyOne?
Yeah, so Cindy, I don't want to plug my own stuff, but since it's my own show, I'm going to. So I have a class called Just One Flash on KelbyOne. It's very, very popular. If you go to KelbyOne.com, you can go watch it for free right now. Just sign up for the 10-day free trial and go watch the class right now. Cindy, when you're done with that class, I guarantee you'll get it, because I get emails and letters from people all over. And you know, Cindy, that class I'm talking to you about called Just One Flash, it's the most watched class ever in the history of KelbyOne. So go watch it. I promise it's guaranteed to work. Go watch it, and you'll totally get it. All right. Rick says, I just watched your new high school football video with Dave Black. Fantastic, and really helped me in both my shooting and approach. That being said, I'm having difficulty using high-speed sync with the D700 and a knockoff flash to get the approach to capture the players coming onto the field. I'm using 320 frames per second?
No, that's high-speed sync.
Oh, high-speed sync. Okay. Just doesn't seem to work. Flash fires, but no difference when shooting above 1/325th of a second.
Is this day or nighttime shooting? My first question.
Well, I got to imagine if you're using a flash, it's got to be nighttime.
But the next thing is...
And high school football's almost exclusively at night.
You got to realize that high-speed flash, your flash power is nothing. It's killing your flash power. So unless they're really close with a 14-millimeter lens, that flash isn't going to really be doing much.
Yeah. Now, I remember Dave having his... Now, because that 1/320th of a second is not... I wouldn't even consider that high-speed sync. That's kind of like I accidentally hit my shutter speed button.
It depends what body it is.
Yeah. I would say maybe 1/1000th of a second if you're going to want to get the kind of the Dave Black look. I'm pretty sure... Let me ask Juan. You were on that shoot, Juan. Was David like one... It was at really low power. And one of the reasons why the flash is at low power is because it'll freeze the motion. When your flash power gets low, it'll has a stopping power like 1/8000th of a second. But his shutter speed, though, I think was at either 1/1000th or 1/1200th of a second. So I don't think the 1/320 is going to get you the look that you're thinking of. But Moose is right. When you're in high-speed sync mode, it eats up batteries on a biblical level. So you need to like have someone running behind you carrying a big sack of batteries. But give that another try. Try up in that shutter speed, getting up to like 1/1000th of a second, and see if that helps. And let's see what else. I think we're out of time. Hey, I do want to say this. Ed Young says, the entire KelbyOne group are the greatest. You guys have helped me through many ups and downs with the military medical rehab. Thank you so much. Hey, Ed, thank you very much for your service.
Very much. Thank you.
He says, looking forward to many more years to come. Well, thank you very much, Ed. And Cindy, good news, says, thanks, I'm already a member. I'll go watch it. Yay, high five. High five, Cindy. All right. Hey, we have completely run out of time, actually a long time ago. Couple things before we roll, because I want to wrap up by trying to show Moose's video. Even if it stutters, we're going to show it. I got some seminars coming up for Lightroom. I had a great one last week in Denver. So much fun. Had a killer turnout and just a ton of fun people. I'll be in Phoenix next on October 23rd, and then in Houston, our rescheduled Houston seminar is just supposed to have been earlier in the year, but for obvious reasons, we rescheduled. So I'll be there on the 26th. So I hope to see you in either Phoenix or in Houston next month. Okay. Also, yesterday, so I write the blog Lightroom Killer Tips, and as does Rob Sylvan, who's our Wednesday blogger today. But yeah, every Tuesday we feature a video tip from Adobe's own Benjamin Ward. So Benjamin Ward is on Adobe's Lightroom team. Yesterday he did this thing called click dragging photos in grid view. I've been using Lightroom since number one. Dude, I did not know this. And everybody's comments are like, how did he learn this? Where did he find it? I mean, you would only know if you worked for Adobe that. Go to lightroomkillertips.com. Scroll back to Tuesday's thing. It's a 60-second tip. All of Benjamin's tips are 60 seconds. And go watch it, and you'll be like, I'm telling you, I guarantee you don't know it. It's that esoteric.
It's nice to be on the inside for some things.
But when you see it, you go, I could have used that 10 years ago. Because exactly what he says. Have you ever done this thing that's so horrible? I'm like, yeah, I do it all the time. And then he goes, watch this. And I was like, no. So it's definitely worth going to watch. And so that's that. All right.
People can go where for the giveaways?
They can go to, that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing that up.
My pleasure.
KelbyOne.com.
I got my giveaway.
KelbyOne.com/contest. So it's important for you to tell us what, not just your name and stuff, because we have to contact you, but what you want to win. This is all open to people everywhere around the world except for the Lens Pro to Go, because they're just here in the US. But we'll ship our other to you wherever. So you have to say, I want the Think Tank bag. I want the platypod. It's not a platypus. The platypod stuff. I want the Max or the ultra small. Max is big.
If you're really smart, that's the one you want.
This is the one you want.
First edition.
First edition, brand new. You can barely buy them in stores, so they can barely keep them in stock. But anyway, we have some here, thankfully. So we'll be giving those away, and we'll give away 2 copies. We usually give away 1, but Moose is here, so let's double it.
Big day.
So we'll give away 2 of those, and do we have anything else to give away? I think that's pretty much it for today. So that's it. Now, we're going to try to wrap up by showing Moose's video. Jaggy or whatever, we're still just going to let it run.
Meredith, you got it in there?
Does Meredith have it queued up from YouTube? Any chance, Mayor? No, we were hoping that she would pull. She can't play it in there? There's no audio?
Click on the tab. You still have it there.
All right, we'll try it here. We're trying it again. All right. So we're going to take it out with this. But Moose, thank you very much for being on the show.
My pleasure.
Where can people go learn more about you?
Be it Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's Moose Peterson. And, of course, the website, ad.com.
What.com?
MoosePeterson.com.
Oh, sorry. I thought I heard something different. All righty. So anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for Jen. Mayor in the booth. Juan saying control room 2. He's like a one-trick pony with that thing. All right, here we go. We're gonna play it. We're going full screen. Jaggy or not, here we come. It's Jaggy.
That's just weird.
It's the AirPlay.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's using AirPlay, and for whatever reason.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Tamron, professional photographic lenses.